Let's go in the front garden and have a look at that clematis avalanche. Do you remember that from a few years ago? It is in beautiful full flower. I'm making my way round here to look at the avalanche. Just look at the way it comes down here. I love that. Mind you, I do encourage it because I have some wire here. Here's the wire. And I encourage the new growth to go along the wire. And once these flowers have finished, I cut a lot of the stems back. I do it quickly as soon as the flowers have finished, so it's got a whole year to grow new stems which will flower next year. Fantastic. This little rhododendron, it doesn't do really well. It's got lovely yellow flowers. I might move it. Oh, and these cyclamen, my goodness, they grow absolutely wild. So wild. I'm going to have to dig some of them up. They'll take over the whole garden. Look at them marching along under the hedge here. Now, and the bluebells. Ooh, they're rampant in this garden. Now, I can't remember the name of this plant, but I'm going to put it up on the screen. Just look at it coming along. It's going to flower. I bought it for the colour of the leaves, the shape of the plant, and of course the little bracts that flower above the leaves. And it's starting to really do nicely. So pleased with it. Next to it, we've got some ground cover. I don't know the name of this. My sister gave me a couple of little clumps, that one and that one, and they're doing okay. I do have a couple of tree lilies here. Oh, and I do have 3 because the third one is just coming up there, if you can just make it out. This actually is quite a nice bed. It originally was totally covered in Rose of Sharon, and it took me years to dig it all out. But what I've put in now, I think is quite nice. All these shrubs that I enjoy. Choicea here we're just passing. I put in another spirea. In fact, it layered itself from the one in the back garden. So I dug the layer up and popped it back there so it can come forward over the top of the choicea. Of course, a candy tuft to tumble over the wall. My sister has valerian. I've never done well with valerian, so I dug up from her garden a nice big clump. That lovely Weigela, I think I've got the name somewhere, so I'll put it up on the screen if I can find it. And I got that for its gorgeous leaves. As I mentioned in another video, this euonymus suddenly took off when it touched the hedge behind and then grew up the hedge, which is fantastic because this privet hedge is starting to die in places, so it's created a nice barrier, evergreen barrier that I like. It also flowers nicely actually later in the year. This little bed, I actually call it the D bed because when the builders were laying this block paving, it used to be concrete, I got them to leave an area here. In fact, it's shaped like a D, so I called it the D bed. And I've got all azaleas and this little rhododendron here in this bed. The fuchsia leaves also are a lovely colour at this time of the year. As are, and I'll just jump up here and we can look at that catinus. Again, I bought this one because of the light, beautiful leaves. I can't resist going over to this azalea because this one is an early flowering one in full flower. And you may have seen this a couple of years ago in a pot by the front door. It was getting nice and large, beautiful, so I decided to plant it out with a backdrop of the gold euonymus. I don't want to talk over these bees. The sound of bees is tremendous, isn't it? The sound of bees and the birds singing, this is what spring is all about. I almost feel like speaking much more quietly because I don't want to interrupt these birds that are singing, proclaiming their territory and advertising themselves for a mate. Heuchera doing okay. I think I want to split it actually. I've got some other colours here. Now I just want to talk a little bit about this bed here. I call this bed the upper terrace. And this is the bed that I want to grow all the plants that the bees love. So this is a Veronica. This might well be, it looks the same leaf. We've got back here another Veronica, Liatris. I split these. I split those clumps about the place because I want this area covered in Liatris. I think this could be a Rhingium that I moved from the other side of the garden. And, oh, what's the name of this? I'm going to put it up on the screen because I can't remember, just offhand. I don't have much of this Heuchera, but it needs splitting because it's a gorgeous colour. The first of the deciduous azaleas are out. And this one will be followed shortly by the red one. This one is always out before the white one next to it. It's like successive planting. And then these two come along a little bit later. Bluebells galore. They take some digging out as they're so invasive in this garden. Actually, let's just go and see behind the Pyrrhus. Let's see what the bluebells are doing there. Because this is its stronghold. Let's see if I can just pop the camera through here. And there they are. There are white ones in there as well. And some lords and ladies. native British plant. I never know what's happening back here because I forget about this area. I do like wild areas, mostly because they don't take... I do like wild areas, but mostly because they don't take much gardening, do they? We always have to have a little bit of a look at this bed because there's always lots going on. This is the azalea bed. And the paniculata bed. Some of the paniculatas have got their leaves, and of course the oak leaf is fairly early. And some of them here, in fact I was a little bit worried for a minute or so, because look how small those are. Let's see if I can just vote. There we are. Look how small those are, but they'll be fine. This one also, this is candlelight. Look at that. It does have buds. It is okay, but wow, it's late. I actually bought some extra azaleas that I've popped in amongst the more established azaleas. And one of the reasons for this, that I wanted more azaleas along here, is the fox would come, and I've got the bark here, and it would flick the bark, dig the bark out, and it would be all over the path here. So I've wanted to fill up this area with the azaleas so that maybe it won't do it so much, or at least the bark won't find its way onto the path. Now you know me, I'm always really keen on splitting plants. Obviously I've split these hostas, and when I bought some azaleas, some cheap azaleas at H&M, they were £5 and £7. I decided to split them. Is it going to work? Now this one here, I split into 4. There's one there, one bit through there, one bit here, and even one bit here. I split it into 4. I thought for £7, let's give it a go and see if they will be successful. There's no reason why not. Each bit had some root. Now whether they'll do well this year, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure next year they'll be absolutely fine. I know spring's well on its way when the new fresh leaves of the beech hedge start coming out. Look at that. Beautiful new leaves. I hope you've enjoyed this look around my English garden in late April, and I'll see you next time in Paul T's World. Bye.